Hello, today I'm going to try and make a rose leaf. So I'm going to do this a bit more of a stylized kind of a leaf compared with what I usually do and what I prefer even, which are these realistic leaves where we stamp veins onto a leaf so they're protruding out, which is much more natural. Instead of that, this time we're going to use a chisel to cut the veins into the leaf. So it's a bit different to how a leaf actually is, and so you create this more stylized, almost cartoon-like leaf. Anyway, let's get on with it. To start off this leaf, I'm going to forge a short point on the end of this 10mm bar. Now working over the far edge of the anvil, isolate a cube of material and draw down the stem, rotating over the far edge. Working it down to an even square. Now knocking the corners off to get an octagon, and then we'll roll it to round. Alright, I'm going to use this curve-faced hammer now to spread that leaf a bit before we then put in the chisel marks and the stylized features of this little rose leaf. Let's do that. If you're careful with that curved face, you can get the cheeks quite nicely out and into a little leaf shape. It's just a bit of accuracy really. Marking it now at a bit of a colder temperature, just with the chisel. Nothing fancy really. A bit more stylized than what I usually do. Just heated it back up and we'll go in a little bit deeper with all these chisel marks. Just give it a bit more shape and depth. To give the leaf a little bit more texture in the background, I'm going to come in with this crossbeam as it's quite narrow, so I can put a bit of a texture in the background of the leaf rather than it just being flat and plain. It gives it a bit more depth and just a bit more something about it really. It's very subtle, but it just helps to take that blank face off it, giving it a bit more depth. I like it. I think it makes it look better, so I'll do it. If you actually look at a rose leaf, it has a lot of serrations along the outer edge. And so to do that, you just take a chisel and come in between all those other lines that we've cut in. I've got this wooden block and a ball peen, so it's time to dish the leaf to give it some more shape, so it's a bit more natural and a bit more 3D rather than 2D. There are loads of things that you can do with leaves. Here I've just had some fun and put a loop in it and made it a nice flowing form, but you know, this could have been welded onto the stem of a rose, so it's just another little piece onto that, or make it into a key ring, bottle opener, hook, you know, it's just a nice little decorative art piece. And it is different to the more realistic styles. The only thing that is different is, you know, a rose leaf does have those serrations, and so we go in with the chisel on the outside and cut those serrations in, making sure you have to leave the leaf a little bit thicker, as if it's thin, the serrations sort of don't really work and the steel just folds rather than cuts, and it's a bad time. So leave it a little bit thicker if you want to put those serrations in. And I mean, there are loads of leaves out there which have serrations on, for example, like a silver birch, you know, this could be that sort of a style of a leaf, or a rose leaf, or, you know, there's loads of leaves with serrations. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you soon.